In this video we will take you through setting up a CIS pay list. The construction industry sets out the rules of how payments to subcontractors for construction work must be handled. Under the scheme, all payments made from contractors to subcontractors must take account of the subcontractor's tax status as determined by the HMRC. This may require the contractor to make a deduction which they then pay to the HMRC from that part of the payment that does not represent the cost of materials incurred by the subcontractor. The key elements of CIS are verification, and this determines whether a subcontractor is registered with the HMRC and what rate of deduction is to be applied to the payments to that subcontractor. Deductions, if any, required from payments to that of the subcontractor, and reporting, which is notifying the HMRC each month of the payments made to the subcontractors and the deductions made. The CIS functions in MyPAYE cover all of the above key elements. To set up a CIS pay list, go to Employer, click on General. Click on the checkbox to enable CIS functions. You will get a warning message that you will need to read and agree to before you can continue. Enter your contractor UTR number. Under CIS rules, sole traders and partnerships cannot offset the CIS deductions suffered on payments received from contractors against their liability to pay the HMRC the CIS deductions made from payments to their subcontractors. Sole traders and partnerships can only offset such CIS deductions suffered against their income tax liabilities. MyPAYE therefore includes this checkbox, which must be cleared if the business has been established as a sole trader or partnership, but should be ticked otherwise, for example for a limited company. Enable the CIS suffered on the HMRC P32 statutory return if relevant to you. If your payroll is only registered for CIS, not PAYE, inhibit polling for PAYE notices and hide PAYE payrolls can be checked if you are only running the CIS pay list. This will stop MyPAYE from trying to retrieve notices from the government gateway and you receiving emails that notices cannot be checked. Click on Update and close the screen. This screen will appear and ask you to complete the setup of your CIS pay functions in MyPAYE. You will need to create a weekly and a monthly pay list, even if you only choose to use one of them. Click on Continue. Select your tax year and continue. The next screen requires you to select the statement that applies to your weekly pay list. Select the statement that is relevant to you and confirm the details. Confirm your details and continue. You will now be taken through setting up the monthly pay list. Select the tax year again, click on Continue, select the statement that applies to you and continue. Confirm your details and continue. This will take you back to the home page where you should now have two CIS pay lists, one for weekly and one for monthly. For the purpose of this video, we will run a monthly pay list. Click on Run Month 1. You will get a message that there are no subcontractors. Click on OK. To create a subcontractor, click on Create and create new subcontractor. Select the statement that best describes them. We are going to say that they are a new starter for this tax year. Click on Next. Enter the name and address and trading name if they have one. From the drop-down menu, select the business type of your subcontractor. Depending on the type of business, the required fields criteria will change. Ensure that you enter an NI number or a UTR number and the start date. Click on Next. You will be asked to confirm the engagement of your subcontractor. You have a number of options. If you are entering a new subcontractor who you have either not used before or who has been paid by you and included on a CIS 300 monthly return in the current or previous 2 tax years, then you must select the option to verify their details with the HMRC. However, if you are entering details into MyPAYE from another system or from manual records, then depending on their tax status, you may enter their tax treatment details manually. Please note, if you have an existing verification ID from the HMRC for the subcontractor, you should enter it, and you must enter it if the subcontractor has an unmatched tax status. You also have the option to skip verification for each subcontractor individually and perform a batch verification later from the HMRC comms menu. For the purpose of this video, we will skip the verification process until later and talk you through a bulk verification. Click on Next. Select your pay method and click Next. You then need to decide if you would like the payroll number created for you or you will use your own. Click on Next. And click on Finish. You will receive a warning message to say that the subcontractor is unmatched. Click on OK for now and close. After you've finished adding your subcontractors to the pay list, we need to go through the verification process. Click on Home, click on HMRC Comms and CIS Batch Verify. Verification takes approximately 30 to 45 seconds per contractor. Batch verification takes around the same time, but you can validate up to 10 contractors at one time, so this can be a significant time saver. When verifying a subcontractor with the HMRC, MyPAYE will by default initiate a match action with the HMRC which looks for a registered subcontractor with the exact details entered. This option should be used when you believe that the subcontractor is an established business, as failure to match would suggest a data entry error. The alternative is a verify action, which will create an unmatched record with the HMRC if the subcontractor is not registered, but may mask any data entry errors. MyPAYE uses the results from the verification process and any manually entered tax treatment values to automatically calculate the deductions required from each payment to a subcontractor. You will see we have a list of subcontractors and each one has the option to match, verify or ignore. We would suggest that you perform a match function. The match process will ensure that you have entered the correct UTR number, and then you can go through the verification process. By selecting Verify, this will not check that you have entered the correct UTR number. This could result in the subcontractor having the wrong tax rates applied to their record. Click on Continue. MyPAYE will start to poll the HMRC gateway to check the UTR numbers that you have entered. HMRC will validate the numbers and return their response. If there are any errors, they will be displayed here. When there has been a match, you will be given a results page that says that your verification submission has been successful. It will list your subcontractors with their UTR number. It will also show the HMRC status. Matched will indicate that the HMRC recognise them, and unmatched will mean that this is not a UTR number that the HMRC are aware of. It will also advise you of the tax status, which will be one of the following. Gross, which is a known subcontractor where no deductions are required. Net is a known subcontractor and deductions are at 20%. An unmatched is an unknown subcontractor and deductions are at 30%. This process will automatically verify and update the subcontractor's record with the result displayed, and this will apply to their earnings with you. If you are sent a notice by the HMRC informing you of a change of tax treatment of a subcontractor, You must update the tax treatment status of the relevant subcontractor within the timescales defined in the HMRC notice so that MyPAYE can calculate the new deductions correctly. Click on Continue. Click on Run Month 1. Your contractors will appear. To edit their earnings, click on their name and edit CIS payments. Enter the total labour, materials costs and any VAT. The VAT box is enabled if the subcontractor has a VAT registered box ticked. Click on Update. Once you have entered all of your details, run your pay list. If this is the first time you're running your pay list, click on Continue and confirm your pay date and continue. Your pay list summary will appear. It will detail any tax deductions and the net pay due to the subcontractor. You will need to submit a CIS monthly return to the HMRC to notify them of what you have processed. MyPAYE will create the monthly return for you and submit it directly to the HMRC online. Click on Finish. Click on HMRC Comms and CIS monthly return. You will need to tick the statements of declaration that apply to your company. You will then need to confirm if you'll be making any further payments in the coming months or not expecting to make any payments within the next 6 months. We would suggest that you only tick this box if you're really sure, as the HMRC have been known to issue fines if this is ticked and then payments are made. Finally, you will need to confirm that the information you have given is correct. Click on Create Return. At this point, you can click on Display Your Return to see if the data is as you would expect it to be by clicking on Display CIS Return. Once you have looked through, if you are satisfied, you can choose to submit immediately or submit overnight. Choosing Submit Overnight would mean your data would be sent to the HMRC at a less busy time. We're going to submit immediately. You are then given the option to print your CIS return for your records and print your subcontractor certificates that you can pass on to them. You can also email them if you have enabled emailing of payslips in the employer options and an email address is recorded on the subcontractor's personal details screen. If your business suffers deductions from payments made to you by other contractors, these can be entered from the statutory return selection page and subsequently submitted to the HMRC in the employer payment summary. It is important to remember that under current CIS rules, sole traders and partnerships cannot offset the CIS deductions suffered on payments received from contractors against their liability to pay the HMRC the CIS deductions made from payments to their subcontractors. Sole traders and partnerships can only offset such CIS deductions against other income tax liabilities. Click on Reports, Statutory Returns and CIS deductions suffered. Enter your deductions suffered for the period and click on Update and close. If you now click on Display for the pay period, you will see that they reduce the tax liability to the HMRC. Close this down. If you click on HMRC Comms and Employer Payment Summary, select your pay period from the drop-down menu and answer the questions on the EPS summary. Once you have answered your questions, click Continue. Your submission is complete. All contractors are required to make monthly returns of all payments made to subcontractors under the CIS scheme, irrespective of the deduction made, if any. For more details on the construction industry scheme, please see the HMRC CIS website. If you have any queries, please raise a call through the help desk and we will try to assist you. Thank you for watching.